Hey Saners, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel for a quick AFL Trade Period deadline day video. Jack Macrae is a Saint. Fantastic news, and we got him our way. The Dogs, they were pushing very, very hard for a pick in the 27 to 30 range. We stuck fat. We just waited it out. I'm trying to pretend that this wasn't all scripted because the AFL Trade Period is just the most scripted thing you'll ever watch, and it is just painful. So for all of you that watched it with me and cancelled your plans for it, I'm about to go to indoor soccer, so that's why I'm wearing my Arsenal kit. So this won't be as long as it probably can be. But Jack Macrae, pick 45 was the deal. So great news there. We didn't give up too much for him. Obviously, we absorb his 2.4 million over the next 3 years, I believe it is. So a fairly big contract, but he immediately fits a need for us. We obviously have lost Seb Ross, and Brad Crouch's future is up in the air, probably more likely to retire than not. 192 centimeters. He's a tall, ball-winning midfielder, 30 years old. I still think he's got a good 3 or 4 years ahead of him. He didn't get full game time a lot of times as a sub this season, played in the VFL and dominated, but over the course of his career, no one can understate the fact that he knows how to win the football and he knows how to use the football. And I think he's a great fit for the club. I'm really happy about it. When you lose players of the experience that we've lost, I think it's good to bring that in, and he immediately probably becomes our second best mid behind Jack Steele and will help Steele big time. I think he's a really, he sets a good example for the youngsters as well. I think he's a sort of player that trains really well, prepares really well, and obviously knows how to deliver on game day. Over the course of his career, we all know his stats. He's averaged 28 possessions in his career, which is outstanding. Over the course of his career, 4 marks per game, 4.5 tackles, so he knows how to put the pressure on. He's not just pure outside. He's actually a bit more physical than people give him credit for. And he's just clean. Obviously, he's not the player probably that he was 3 or 4 years ago, but he's an All-Australian, and he was touted as probably top 5, top 10 midfielders in the comp once upon a time, maybe even better than that. So for us to get him at pick 45, fantastic. And credit to the recruitment team. We could have buckled, but we didn't, and we called their bluff. And in the end, it got the deal done. And for 45, to get a quality player like Jack Macrae, and then to go to the draft with 7 and 8, I'll do a full draft trade period sort of recap maybe tomorrow, but this is just for Jack Macrae. I think it supports us really well, and so centre bounce work is going to be a bit more dynamic because he's so good on the move. He's got really clean hands, but obviously we all know his left foot and how lethal that can be. So to get someone like him in, I think is great news, and I don't think any Sainer should be really dissatisfied with that deal. It would have been bad to give up quite a bit for him, I agree, especially because we're taking on his salary, but to hold out and get 45 and then get Jack Macrae, I think is great news. And now we can go to the draft and focus on getting the best available in the top 10, whether we try and move up or we just stay where we are. We're in a very, very good position draft-wise. And I know we made a play for Brody Kemp, but it looks like, we offered, I think, a future second. Carlton wanted picks in this draft. And, obviously we weren't going to give up, I think it was 32? So we go in with 32 and 47 now. And then obviously 7 and 8 to play with and see what we can do there. So great news. Jack Macrae is a Saint. Put in the comments. Let me know how you think he might fit into the lineup. Is he starting bounce Jack Steele, Jack Macrae, and then maybe a Hunter Clark or, Filippo with him there? So I could just imagine players like Mateus Filippo to learn off another, really, really talented midfielder, left footer. I think it's, on the surface, you get a good player, but I think it's more than that. And I think culturally, he's a really nice fit. And welcome to the club, Jack Macrae. Great news. Great to have that done. It's a painful process, this AFL trade period. Honestly, they need to condense it and to block out deals until 2 p.m. I mean, even when you block them out, they're not going to happen until 6, 7 p.m. anyway. Barras happens at 7:18. Bailey Smith at 7:20. Jack Macrae at 7:22. You just know. There's no point tuning in until then, but I'm stupid enough to listen all day. So I better go. Sainers going to go kick some goals in indoor. But Jack Macrae is a Saint. I'll be delving into this in more detail over the course of the next week. And if any other news breaks in that time, you know where to find it, Saints TV. Please follow us on Instagram at Saints TV Pod. Subscribe if you haven't already, and obviously on every other social media, we are Saints TV. So welcome to St Kilda, Jack Macrae. Good to have you on board, mate. Pumped for a big 2025 in the red, white, and black. Anyway, Sainers, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Take care, and as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.